The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Terence. That's the smartest thing.
You're a legendary promoter.
Like Benavidez. You.
He had one leg.
You gonna look like
He had
him with
one
one
leg.
leg.
He had one leg.
I'm gonna make you do the stanky leg. Now stop him. Y'all gonna say he was too weak.
On my life.
And he stayed at 147.
You would not stop
too long.
me. You would not stop me.
Okay. I'm gonna make you do the stanky leg. Stanky leg.
Just give me my props.
So I'm sure you guys heard the news by now, or if you don't know, now you know. Now this is all alleged, right? I don't know how true any of this stuff is, but there's been some narrative that's been going around in regards to the in regards to the Terence Crawford Errol Spence rematch. It's been a narrative going around that Terence Crawford, that the negotiations is halted because there's a disagreement on the weight stipulations. And it says here, and this is from Sidestep Boxing on Facebook, whoever posted this cropped it out just to try to, hide the source so people won't say, oh, this is a fake news source and all this stuff. But anyway, it says reports are that negotiations between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence have halted due to a disagreement on the weight stipulations. Crawford's team has proposed a 148-pound catchweight limit with a 10-pound rehydration clause. Spence's team is considering exploring other options. Now, when I initially heard this, I thought it was cap, right? I felt that it was cap. I'm like, wait a minute. Crawford himself said that he had a hard time making 147, right? And the whole catch weight at 148, and that sounds, and then the rehydration clause, that tells me that he don't want to go through with this rematch, right? If this is true. Well, Stephen So-Called Nelson comes out and pretty much drops the bomb on what's really going on, and he says this, quote, facts, and to all the people who are out here spreading false narratives, Bud is offering Errol a fight at 147. If he doesn't take it, which we're hoping he doesn't because it's a waste of time, Bud wants to do something that's never been done and move up 3 weight classes to beat Canelo. End quote. Now, this is what Stephen So-Called Nelson had to say, and he's, as we know, is a close friend and teammate of Terence Bud Crawford. I don't know if I necessarily like it, though, because you got to get Errol Spence that shot back, bro. Right? And by you doing it at 147, I understand that a lot of people may feel this fight is unnecessary and everything else, right? But you gotta go see him, bro, at 154. That's the way your boy Bushido looking at it. Of course, we know Crawford wants to look at bigger, better things. He wants to move past it because, really, it doesn't necessarily warrant a rematch after how lopsided that fight was. However, I remember the conversation that you had with Errol Spence in the ring, and you thanked him for giving you the shot and everything else, right? Errol Spence let you pretty much be the A side in the fight, bro. Pretty much you was the A side in the fight. You didn't have to be. Now, you probably bullied your way through negotiations, so to speak, but you won a coin toss. You got to come out second, all types of stuff, right? And then after the fight, you say, well, if it wasn't for you, thank you, and all this stuff, right? So I would imagine that Crawford would be like, okay, let's just go ahead and do this thing at 154 pounds. One, so I can shut up the haters, right? Because people saying that the reason why I did as good as I did is because Errol Spence was weight drained and he's been at the weight too long. So let's go ahead and knock that excuse out the way, and let's go ahead and fight at 154 pounds, where Errol Spence should be comfortable at, right? So yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't nothing that's like solid out here in the community, because for me, and you guys know, I'm a big Bud fan, but I'm also a realist. And I'm also going to keep it 1,000 by how I feel. And I don't like it. Because you got to be honorary, man. You don't got to, right? But what else you going to do right now? Canelo's tied up, right? Canelo only fights in May and September anyway. You might as well go ahead and do this thing with Spence again at 154 pounds and just close the door on this chapter once and for all. Because there's still a narrative out there that you fought a weakened Spence. And if you was to fight him again at 148 pounds, which is really not too much of a difference, and then put a 10-pound rehydration, I don't know how true any of that shit is, right? we know how guys like to add on things and guys like to really try to make Crawford look bad out here. But his boy, Steven So Nelson, came out here and said that but is offering Errol a fight at 147. I don't really like it, bro. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Because out of everything that's been going on after that fight, Errol Spence was the only one that didn't make any excuses. And Errol Spence been a champion for a long time. Errol Spence been doing this thing for a long time. And even though that fight played out as one-sided as it did, I think he's been champion for so long. And you can say whatever you want about the sportsman activity, whatever, right? But Errol Spence been doing this thing for a long time. I think if he really wants it, right, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. And go ahead, let's get this thing, the show on the road at 154 pounds. That way we can end all the excuses, and then I won't have to cut as much weight either. And also, right, I would like to see how my body feels at a higher weight anyway. So when I do go up to fight Canelo, I know what I feel like or what I need to do. Do I need to put on more muscle? Or should I just leave that alone? Things like that, right? But hey, look, this is just what the report says. None of this stuff is official, right? This is just a lot of hearsay. A lot of people with agendas and making up rumors. But Steven So Nelson, a guy that we know is close to Terence Crawford, said that they offered a fight at 147. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't necessarily like it, right? I don't necessarily like it. I get that Crawford is now in position to dictate terms, and it's been a long time coming for Bud. But I think he should go ahead and do right by Spence and give him this fight at 154 pounds, man. That way we could close this chapter once and for all. That way we can kill all the excuses and the narrative that Spence wasn't the same guy and all this other stuff. Because realistically, he's going to be the same guy, whether they fight at 147 or 154 anyway. But just to kill that bullshit narrative, and really what else you doing right now, go ahead and get this last payday. Just go ahead and get this show on the road and close the chapter on this Errol Spence Jr. saga once and for all. But tell me what you guys think. Should Terence Crawford fight Errol Spence at 147 pounds again, or give him a shot at 154 pounds? Tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.